All right. Good morning and welcome to another session with Coach Ray. My name is Coach Ray, the market trader. Um, let's go ahead and start with our risk disclosures and get started. All right. So again, just to remind everyone that the content published and contained herein is distributed by the market trader and its affiliates is to be treated as general information only. None of the information provided by the company or contained herein is intended as investment advice and offered to buy, sell, recommend, endorse, sponsor any security, company, or fund. Testimonials appearing on the company's website may not be representative of other clients or customers and is not a guarantee of future performance or success. Future trading does contain a fair amount of risk and is not for every investor. An investor could potentially lose all or more of their investment capital, and only risk capital money that can be lost without jeopardizing one's financial security or lifestyle should be used for trading. And only those individuals with sufficient risk capital should consider trading. Again, nothing contained herein is a solicitation to buy, sell futures, options, or Forex, and past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. Okay. So now that we've gotten through the risk disclosure here, guys, wanted to go ahead and move to our news here. So we'll go ahead and make that transition over to our news, a review of our news. So we have initial jobless claims reporting negatively. Okay. We have labor costs and productivity that have already reported. We have a couple of earnings reports. ConocoPhillips earnings. We have a relatively big one here at the close of the market today in Amazon. I think a lot of people will be looking at that. And then again, this is well past the market here, but we have Fed member Logan speaking. Okay, so I think whatever news that's going to impact the markets has already been made. I think for the most part, some of these earnings reports most likely will not impact our session today. Okay, at least not today. Maybe in aftermarket, and certainly tomorrow. Okay. So let's go ahead and move into our trading platform here. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and all right, so looking at our platform, we're going to go ahead and open up our gold. Okay. All right, so we're going to start off with our daily chart, okay, and kind of get a sense here of general direction of the market, okay. Just adjust that there a little bit, okay. So as you know, as you've witnessed over the course of the last, I don't know, since the beginning of the year, I would say, we've been on a steady climb in the gold, okay. We are up at close to new highs. We have a developing inside candle with wicks on both ends. I guess really trying to decide, what the next path of the market is. Okay, so daily very much bullish for our equally as bullish, but probably a little bit more range of late, I would say. Been a lot more in the way of overlapping candles. So maybe a little bit of indecision in play at the moment on the gold market. Okay. So we have a relatively large selling wick here. So higher prices, at least temporarily, have been have been rejected. Okay, it's not to say that it cannot change. And this is still very much, if I'm not mistaken, a developing candle here. Okay, this doesn't. I'm not really getting any movement. Okay, a little bit of movement there. Okay, so let's move down to the 30-minute chart. Okay, so we have our initial balance range established. We've touched our average session range high in this market. Okay, and as you can see here, we're kind of reversing away from it. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and open up our fixed range volume profile. Get a sense for where we are in with respect to value from yesterday. Okay, so let's see. We're going to go ahead and locate the start of Wednesday here. Okay, we're right about here. Okay, drag that across to the close, right about there. Okay, so you can see here that we are starting to break below value. Okay, so this is our value range, our value low. Okay, value area low, and you can see that we've made some headway to get below this level. Okay, let's see here. Okay, so again, starting to see some signs of maybe some bearish market structure. Okay, we have technically we made a new high, but that was met with some with sellers, and now we're kind of inside the most recent swing that created the new high, but we're starting to I guess we've broken a little bit of structure here to the downside. As well here. Okay, so the question is now is, are we going to continue lower? Okay, or are we going to maybe find some support here? Okay, so I would say that this location here, I'm going to go ahead and mark that and then talk through it. So we have this area here that is what I would expect to be somewhat supportive. Okay, and then we have our average daily ranges that it can also offer some areas of support. So I'm going to modify this to a green color. Okay, indicating that this area I would expect to be somewhat supportive. Okay, gold futures tick lower but hold close to highs. Okay, all right. So yeah, in any case, that would be I would expect that might serve as an area for a possible reversal of current price action. Okay, as we kind of again continue in this kind of range mode in this market. Okay, so let's see. We got value area low. We got our ADR levels. So yeah, so I guess going into the market here, it'll be interesting to me to see which direction initial balance will break. Okay, if it continues to break lower. Okay, or whether it does maybe a failed auction to the downside and maybe begin maybe a reversal in price. Okay, so this area right here, I would say is relatively important. Okay, because this is area that I guess was driven up by London. I'm going to go ahead and draw in my anchored VWAP here just to see. I'm assuming that we're below it. Okay, we are below our daily VWAP and our anchor VWAP. Again, another indication that maybe there's obviously bears are very much in control of this market. Okay, so this area will be interesting to see if we do hold. If we do manage to get below, then we could potentially see a much more sustained move to the downside. Okay, in this market. So if we get below 2871, then I would say that there's a much bigger move lower in gold. Okay, as long as we stay inside this swing here, then I would say that there's um, still opportunity that the market could continue higher. Okay. All right. So that's kind of what I'm seeing in the gold market. We're going to go ahead and move into the crude oil market. So I'll just adjust this to crude oil. Okay, so it looks like crude oil is caught. Looks like a bid here of some sort. Let's move on to the daily chart and get a sense. So it looks like we're starting to get some reaction here as we've entered some demand zones. Okay, we've gotten some reaction from the market. Okay, price has reached some areas of maybe some potential demand here. Okay, as we look to the left of this market, we could see that this is an area that price has left at some point. Okay, now we've been down this path before, right? We've seen days where we've had somewhat of bullish candles, but nothing to break the current bearish structure that we remain in. Okay, we're starting to see, I guess, a little bit more in the way of green candles as we advertise price lower. Okay, we're starting to get more and more interest on the buy side. Okay, so moving down to the 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart. What's the indicator that's hanging on both sides? That indicator is average daily levels. Well, and it'll be, Joe. It'll become clear. It'll become clear when we get down to the 30-minute chart. Okay. So kind of stretching this out, but it's called ADR. It's average daily range. Okay. You're talking about these horizontal bars. Is that what you're referring to? These horizontal bars are average daily range high, average daily range low, and that is the indicator is ADR levels. Okay, it's an indicator that's available in TradingView in the previous chart. Okay. All right, let's go to daily. Because I was looking at the daily. This right here. This here is volume profile, fixed range volume profile, fixed range volume profile. Okay. Okay. All right. Let's. Oh, you know that. I don't know. Yeah. So this thing on the outside, as I mentioned, the items here on the outside, that's that average daily range. It'll become clear. This is average daily range high, average daily range low, and this is just me manually identifying a support level here. Okay. All right. Moving on to the 4-hour. I think we talked. No, we didn't really. Kind of just began talking about the 4-hour chart. Okay. All right. So here we are, 4-hour chart. Relatively, I guess, starting to see maybe some signs of some maybe bullish structure here, a bullish price action. Really haven't broken any significant structure, bearish structure as of yet. Okay. If we do manage to get above 72, then I would say, I mean, our price is above our VWAP. Okay. Above our anchor VWAP from yesterday. Okay. So again, we're starting to see some signs maybe that there might be a little bit of a change in bearish tone in crude oil. Okay. Moving on to the 30-minute chart. Okay, 30-minute chart. Okay, a lot of lines here. So let's remove some of those. Okay, so here we are. We have the initial balance range. The next thing that I'm going to draw on this chart is our fixed range volume profile. Okay, I'm going to locate the start of Wednesday, which is back here somewhere. Okay, and drag this across to the close. Okay, so price is currently attempting to get above value here. Okay, so we're kind of in an area of decision here, right? So this is value area high, right? So we're kind of in an area of decision. Price is right above value, just on the value area line. So the idea here is if bulls are indeed in control, they're going to try to drive price above this value zone. Okay. Otherwise, this might be an area where we kind of remain in this kind of range. Price is above our VWAP, okay, indicating that maybe that we are in somewhat of a bullish kind of tone in the market, right? We're above VWAP, right? Now this attempt to get higher has been initially rejected, but we're still this is a 30-minute candle, so we're probably another 23 minutes away from this candle developing. So we had an initial push. We've kind of settled around this area. Initial balance range is still very much developing. Yeah. So yeah, I think there is a possibility that we could see gold make a move higher today. Okay. So we have our fixed range volume profile. Price is above our value area. We have technically not closed above as of yet. Okay. So we have some targets above us. You know, we have the average session range here up at 72, average daily range here also at 72. That's an area that could potentially be resistant, but assuming we can get above these levels, this current level here, then I don't see why there isn't a path. We continue on our path to those targets. Okay. Let's see. We're going to go ahead and open up our anchored VWAP. That'll give me another kind of a line in the sand here to indicate what direction we're potentially going here. So here we are again, similar kind of view here, indicating that we are indeed looking to continue higher. Okay. We're above our daily, we're above our anchor VWAP, and we have targets above us. Okay. So yeah, sentiment does appear to be changing. Okay. In this market. Okay. All right. So plan for me is to wait for this initial balance range to establish. I'm going to at least wait for this 30-minute candle to tell me, right? And ideally, ideally would like to see a candle that's does not carry as much of selling wick as I'm seeing in this current candle. I'm in an ideal situation. But assuming that price stays above value area high here, then I feel that we have a reasonable chance to get up to this level before we make any sort of a decision to head lower. Okay, that's kind of my current hypothesis. Okay. Yeah. So I would say that my view is initially bullish here. I'm going to wait for for confirmation on that, and then potentially take an execution that would lead me up to the target price above. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and move on to the equity markets. You're welcome, George. Let's move on to the equity markets here. I'll start with our NQ. Okay. NQ, we're going to go ahead and remove our drawings. And let's see, we're going to go ahead and start with our daily chart here. Okay, daily chart. And yeah, so looks like there's a fair amount of strength in this market, right? We're still kind of in the range, but attempts to get lower, attempts to get below 21,000 have all been met with buying. Okay, we have not really been able to make any new lows. and really right now we're kind of inside a range. Okay. So yeah, no new lows, no new highs in range for our chart. Okay, so we have our series of candles here, starting to create some price structure, right? Higher highs and higher lows, right? Now we've come to an area where we could potentially see some sellers here up around 21,900, and I know that 22,000 has been an area of resistance in the past, right? So we're up against the highs here. I would say that, if we were just to look at these set of candles, we would feel that the market is bullish. Okay, for some greater context, we can see that we've been at these levels. Now we are at levels that maybe we could find some sellers. Okay, in an ideal situation, okay, we would want price to get above 21,000, let's say 900, okay, to really begin to embrace the longs, okay, in this market, okay. As long as we stay below 21,900, it opens us up to the possibility of price to fail, okay. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to the 30-minute chart. Okay, 30-minute chart. Initial balance is about 20 minutes away from opening here. Market in general is opening here in about 20 minutes. Okay, so right now we're inside our average daily ranges. Okay, average session and average daily ranges. Price is kind of waffling around our VWAP. Okay, indicating that we might be in some sort of range here. Um, Opening up our fixed range volume profile. We're going to go ahead and drag that across to the close here. You can see that price is still inside value. Okay, is inside value from yesterday. Again, indicating that there's really not any solid direction that the market is moving to at the moment. Now, what I can say is that price is currently below VWAP. Okay, developing relatively strong bearish candle. Right, we have the candle body almost encompassing the entire body of this adjacent candle. Okay, so assuming that we stay at that level, then we're starting to develop some structure that would indicate that maybe we are headed lower. Okay, and if we are headed lower, we have a solid target at 21,654 for this. Okay. um Hey, Swindler. So we're going to go ahead and open up our fixed range volume profile. I'm going to go ahead and locate the start of Wednesday. Oh, we already did that fixed range volume profile. I was actually looking for my anchored VWAP here. So let's go ahead and locate our anchored VWAP. So there it is, our anchored VWAP. You can see that price is beginning to get below our anchored VWAP as well. Again, giving us maybe some additional confluence to indicate that maybe we will indeed see maybe a leg lower. Okay, a leg lower in the markets. Okay, so yeah, so that's kind of my current view. I think my current thought process feels, assuming that we can get this candle to close in its current form, then this 30-minute candle might suspect that maybe we make a push lower. Okay, at which point we try we make an attempt to get down to this average session range low that I have here. Okay, if that's not the case, and we rally, okay, well, we obviously need to see price then close above both our anchored and our daily VWAP, and ultimately we wanted to get a close above 21,815, and that would maybe give us the requisite I guess, data to support maybe a long in this market. Okay. But right now, based on this action, based on this candle, my view, my initial view is that we are heading to maybe another leg lower. Okay, before we make that trek higher. Okay, all right. Let's go ahead and move on to the ES. Okay, so ES is looking a bit stronger. I would have to, I'd have to say, than the Nasdaq. Okay, and the reason I'm saying that is that again, we are in this case above, right? We're above our VWAP, and the VWAP is beginning to start to slope to the upside. Okay, so I'm going to quickly take a look at the daily. Okay, again, daily is also giving us that same kind of indication that maybe there is some further upside in this market. Okay, 4 hour is also giving us the same kind of indication. We have a developing bullish engulfing candle here on the 4 hour chart. Okay, let's see. Yeah, so 4 hour chart is also equally as bullish. Again, similar to what we were saying about NAS, we're starting to develop some structure, higher highs and higher lows, indicating about now we're coming to maybe an area where we might see some resistance. Okay. All right. Moving into our 30-minute chart. This is where we start to do some volume analysis. I'm going to go ahead and open up my fixed range volume profile, and I'm going to go ahead and locate my let's see, my here, drag, nope, that was wrong place. Try this again. I'm going to start a Wednesday, which is here, drag that across to the close. There it is. So unlike the NAS, okay, price is above, right, above value. All right, it appears that maybe the bulls are starting to take a grip of this market to the upside. Okay, so maybe the result of maybe we still having some tech earnings that still are out in the market. They could be maybe dragging Nasdaq down at the moment, but ES at the moment appears to be strong, the stronger of the two markets. Okay, all right. Let's see. We did a fixed range volume profile. I'm gonna go ahead and do my anchor VWAP here. There's my anchored VWAP. I'm going to do it on this pivot here, right about here. Okay. So again, that'll be my kind of litmus test, in addition to the daily VWAP, to see if we are going to continue higher. Okay. We're about, I don't know, 10 minutes away from the market opening in earnest. Okay. We'll wait and see how the, initial balance forms, and then maybe make a decision. But right now, it feels like it wants to. Maybe if we do get above this level here, I don't see any reason why we don't maybe get up to 6130. Okay, in this market, right? So a little bit of I guess a difference of a view here between Nasdaq and ES. I think we were kind of taking more of a little bit of a bearish slant in the Nasdaq, and the ES appears to be a bit more bullish. Okay, all right. So we have our levels. Really, and now it comes down to waiting for the market to open, establish the range, waiting and wait for this initial balance range to establish, and then waiting for the appropriate price events to secure a trade. Okay, all right. We'll take a look at the last market. In this case, will be the Dow. Okay. All right. Looking at the Dow, so this kind of has a kind of a similar feel to the ES. Okay. So it's a lot closer to getting to new highs here. Okay, than any of the other markets. Okay. So we're right up against all-time highs here. Okay. I don't see anything here to the left, right? So that could result in a pretty strong push, I would say, in order to kind of break these levels. If we do manage to get above, that could spearhead some interest, okay, to the upside. Okay. Moving on to the 4-hour chart. Okay. 4-hour chart. Again, we have our buying wick here. We're in an area where we should be seeing some sellers. Right now, they're not really showing a lot of signs of being there, but that could quickly change. Okay, with the open. Okay. Moving on to the 30-minute chart. 30-minute chart. Okay, so here is our kind of like swing low. Price is still technically inside. Okay, these levels. Price is beginning to get above our anchored VWAP, not anchored, but daily VWAP, which is a feather in the cap for the bulls. And then we're going to go ahead and open up our fixed range volume profile. Okay, and locate the start of Wednesday, drag that across to the close of Wednesday, and you can see that price is well above value. Again, I think in the order of bullishness, it seems like it's YMES followed by a very distant third in the Nasdaq. Okay, so we have price above value. We have price above our anchor VWAP, not anchor VWAP, our daily VWAP. I'm about to draw our anchor VWAP. So this is generally the area I'd like to draw. Okay. You can see that our volume delta right now, we're getting somewhere in the 1,000 range, 1,000 more buy orders than sell orders. Okay. So again, it seems to be a fair amount of momentum, interest, I would say, in continued price action to the upside. Okay. All right. Let's see if there's anything else that I'd like to call out here. So like I said, of the equity markets, ES and the Dow seem to want to be looking to get higher. The Nasdaq, we'll take maybe another peek here at the Nasdaq. Okay, was by far the least bullish of the three. Okay, although I was not necessarily least bullish. We have made it above the anchor VWAP, and now we're maybe starting to begin to make some strides. So if they are correlated, in which they are, well, this could be a kind of a laggard indicator or laggard kind of indication that maybe there is maybe a further upside move in Nasdaq. Okay, but the important thing for me to see and witness is that can price sustain above the anchor, the daily VWAP. Okay, and if so, then we start to open up some of these levels above us. Okay, as opportunities. Okay, so I hold my view. Okay, of the three equities. The Nasdaq appears to be the least bullish. Okay, I think both the ES and the Dow are a little bit further along in that aspect than the Nasdaq at the moment. Okay, but as we all know, and then you can see here on the volume delta side, we have a more sell orders at the moment than buy orders. Again, which we were not seeing in either the Dow or the ES. Okay. So I think that's pretty much what I have for you guys today, as far as pre-market analysis. We'll need to wait, at least for the equities. We'll need to wait for this initial balance range to establish and see what opportunities that price presents us. And so we're kind of winding down the week. If you've had a good week, this is not the time to give that back to the market, right? You obviously want to participate in the market, but you want to be, make sure that we deploy our capital in solid opportunities. Okay, where we can have a basis for risk. Okay. So with that said, have a fantastic and profitable trading session today. Okay. And as we close all these sessions, trade well, trade safe, trade like a pro, be a market trader. Okay. So please don't hesitate to, give me a thumbs up, a comment or two on these posts that these opportunities I'm making to the public temporarily, encouraging to see if we can get some more membership. Yeah, don't be hesitant to make a comment or two on how this analysis is supporting your interactions and trading. That's always welcome. Okay. All right. So again, have an excellent day trading, and we'll talk soon.